All right, here we go. Going live. I don't go live on Facebook anymore. Facebook blocked me.
Oh yeah, Facebook is balls, dude.
Yeah.
That's a great riff.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Hit the Mics with Ryan D. I, of course, am Ryan D. No Steve once again, but that's because we live far away now. This is episode 48, and we're joined today by my cousin and very talented musician, Daniel Aragon.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, man. Thank you for coming by. We're now neighbors. You're not too far from me. How was the drive over here?
I was driving from Ontario, came after work.
Oh,
so it's
shit.
About, like 30 minutes.
You work in Ontario? I thought you worked...
Work in Ontario.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry.
Ontario's a nice city.
Ontario is cool. But, yeah, that drive is not... It's not fun.
It wasn't that
Like
bad.
45 minutes? Is
It was
it?
30.
Oh, man. Word. Well, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
We were talking about a bunch of different shit before we started. Yeah, I got pussy friends. That's what we. That's what we were starting with. Whatever. Everyone has a right to their opinion, right? But
I think the whole country are pussies.
Okay.
In a certain sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's California. I think California's gotten a real puss rep.
It's Democrats.
Fucking Democrats. It's goddamn Dems and little libtards.
It really is, though. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know, and it's sad to say, like, we always I don't get too much into like politics or anything on this show, but we did talk a bit because there was like the fucking.
Oh, let's do it. Let's fucking drop some QAnon.
Nah, I try and avoid it as much as I can because I just don't want to get upset, and I don't want to upset anybody else.
Yeah, it offends a lot of people.
So there's so many people who are so fucking just like set in their right and wrong attitude. And I'm saying on both sides. I'm saying on every fucking outlet. I'm not saying... I mean, because, like, on paper, I lean more to the left, and I'm more of a fucking... I'm more of a liberal. But I fucking hate extreme liberals.
I feel like I'm moderate. Like, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I agree with the left and the right, but I
think so, too. I think there's a lot to... point fingers at on each side and fucking make fun of, but that's why that's what comedy is for, and that's why Saturday Night Live has been on the air for fucking 20-something years.
Yeah, but it's just gotten to a point where it's like there's only certain things you can say before they cancel you, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
Well, that's the fucking
human and
the
just
real bullshit.
Realizing that it's just comedy and just fucking make fun of other human beings.
Yeah, I will say these newer during the Trump and Biden campaign, the debates and shit. Like, I will say that Saturday Night Live did a better job at being a little more right in the middle than they have been.
Yeah,
So they kind of made because let's be real, like most Dems didn't fucking want Biden anyway.
Oh, no one wanted Biden.
No one wanted Biden. So
but I was a Bernie supporter before all of this.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, yeah,
I don't
that's what every fucking Democrat wanted Bernie first, but he keeps getting fucked.
Yeah, I think he was just a piece of this
pawn.
A pawn.
Yeah,
in all of it. I think he was just to gather people onto that side.
Probably.
And, cause like, what the fuck? How are you gonna put Joe Biden to go up against Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck wanted this guy? No one.
No one.
What the
No one.
But somehow he has 80 million votes.
Well, it's also because he still has those people who are like big, big fucking fans of Obama, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I liked Obama too, but then I was like, wait.
So did I, but I wasn't out there fucking going to parades and fucking...
Yeah, I wasn't to that point.
Jesus Christ, man. That's what's sickening to me is like, how are you guys... there's so many people that are just this fucking adamant about a political guy. You know, how about maybe fucking take this energy and do something else with it? You know, like, fuck, man. Are you serious?
I liked Obama, but then he started dropping bombs on people. So
yeah, no president is perfect, obviously, yeah. But who can be that big a cheerleader for somebody?
For Trump?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of enthusiasm.
A lot. And look, like I said, I personally don't get it. And sometimes, I don't try and judge. Like, some lady said some wild shit the other day. I was at the bar, and I was trying to hit on her. I'm gonna be honest.
How'd that go?
She was cute. Well, she's like a regular there, but she was just like, fuck that. Like, I don't want to date anymore. She already had some kid, but she's like dating some fucking biker, and I'm like, no wonder why you get abused. So,
Sons of Anarchy does that to women.
Oh my god, yeah. So anyway, I forgot where I was at, by the way, too. You know, like I'm like, oh, whatever. So we're talking, and somehow, she was telling a story about how she was with her friend when she found out that one of her girlfriend's friends was hitting up her friend's daughter, like.
Okay.
Like being a pedo, you know, he was hitting
weird.
up like her 14-year-old daughter.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So, she was telling me the story about how like she was freaking out, and they went to the car and they went to his house, and were like banging on the door and shit, and then, I guess like they're prosecuting him and all this shit, right? But she was like, and that was like her best friend, like they grew up together and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm like more often than not, you see that kind of shit happen like with like close relatives and friends and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And then we were having a conversation about that, right? And then she goes, "Yeah, that's why Trump's Trump's gonna save us all." And I was like, "Where the fuck did that come from?"
It's the QAnon conspiracies. Like, I get into conspiracies, but there's the QAnon stuff is where I kind of like. I mean, I hear you. And some of that shit is true, but like...
I don't know what that is. I don't know. You gotta have to elaborate.
QAnon is this idea where this Q drops these hints or whatever about Trump fighting the deep state, and he's somehow going to expose the swamp, which is Washington.
Well, drain the swamp, yeah.
Yeah, drain the swamp.
Oh, yeah. Well, like...
There's a satanic pedophile ring that... I don't know if
it's called the Vatican.
I don't know if it goes that deep.
It's called the Vatican.
Like, I know child trafficking rings exist now with Jeffrey Epstein and all this.
Yeah, shit. Well, see, that's the kind of shit, man. That's some grotesque like stuff that you know, it was like Alex Jones has been blowing the whistle on for so many years.
Yeah, and he's right about all that stuff. Yeah, so it's like you get to a point where the part where I don't believe where Trump is this savior, where he's the guy that's going to save
I don't think he knows what he's doing. I don't think he knows I don't think he has a clue what he's doing.
I think he does, though, in a certain extent. Like, people think the election is over. I don't think it really is. He's going by the Constitution, and this shit could really get overturned. I
don't think so.
It's a low possibility, but it could happen.
They want him out so bad. Like,
yeah, they do.
Yeah. He's fucked over so many people by being in there.
Yeah, and I voted for him.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Well, I going back to the Biden thing, that's where I was a Bernie supporter, and I didn't know why. I was like not really paying attention to politics, and then they gave us Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, fuck Joe Biden. Let me do my research. Let me find out both of these guys. And I'm like, okay, well, Joe Biden's a fucking racist too, so
yeah.
Why am I going to choose between two racists? I'm going to go off who has the best policies.
My whole thing, look, and maybe it's not the best way of you know, casting my vote, but I just always look at like their composure. Like Trump's he's just a fucking wild card, you know?
Yeah.
So like part of me loved it at first, and then and I was like, this guy's he's a maniac. And I'm like, this is wild. This would be hilarious, you know? Yeah. And then it was not funny anymore. And then
so you voted for him the first time?
No, I didn't. No, of course not. No. No. But I was kind of like, let's see how this fucking turns out.
I didn't vote for him the first time. Like, I voted for Obama in 2012. That was the first time I voted.
So you didn't vote the last time?
I didn't vote the last time.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
He had nothing to offer. It was just like he said some shit that was presumably racist. And I was like, I'm not going to vote for that guy. Yeah. But I'm not going to vote for Hillary either. So 4 years passed by, and then I was like, okay, well, let's see what he's done positive. And then I looked up the facts, and I looked up, and I was like, you know what? He had a good economy. He didn't start any wars. He had a really low unemployment rate. And I was like,
yeah.
Didn't start any wars. I was like,
Yeah, but the thing is the crisis control. You know, like this is where he was really fucking failing.
He fucked up on COVID.
Yes.
But it's like, what do people want him to do? Lock everything up?
Something.
Fucking dictator.
But like also that's not even it at all. I was saying this. I'm like, I would have much more respect for him, and I would have had a lot more sympathy to people who liked him if he had come out during this fucking global pandemic and made us feel comfortable, made us feel like it was it was under some sort of control. Lie to us. Say that it's fucking, say that you're working on something, you know?
Yeah. He procrastinated for a very long time. But it's like it comes back to the point. It was like, what was he supposed to do? Because every country in the world locked down, and then this shit's still here. So
I know. I don't know.
I don't know what he was supposed to do.
I think we should have just done what North Korea did. Just double tap the two people who had it.
No, because then the whole narrative is like he really is a fascist dictator. And it's like, instead he's like, hey, you have freedom. If you want to go outside, go ahead. Fucking, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like freedom.
I like money.
Yeah, I like going to work and not giving a fuck. So I'm gonna go out and not give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, the whole wearing a mask thing. I don't understand how this became a political statement. I think it makes total sense. Flatten the curve. Like, like Asian people have been doing it for fucking years because they've been afraid of the common cold. So it's like, I get that. I don't understand why there's such an uproar about like, oh, you're taking away my freedom, fascist government, dude. All you gotta do is wear a piece of cloth over your fucking face. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I'm okay with masks. I mean, I wear a mask when I go places. The part that I'm not okay with is just what can stay open and what can't. That's where
I agree with you. I agree with.
That's where the hypocrisy comes in.
Why not? I mean, the whole idea of opening up and reopening, and they had all these rules that made sense. And yeah, it didn't make anything fucking worse. But it's like it's just. The bottom line is you're not gonna stop people from doing what they want to do, and it's like. So you can try and make these rules so that way we can try and regulate it a little bit. The temperature thing, they were checking temperatures, so anybody who had a fever couldn't come into an establishment. Yeah. That was part of my job when I was working up on the mountain.
Yeah.
I had to check people's temperatures every time they walked in. And I forgot where I was going with this, but what I was saying is, that makes sense. But to close down again and make people stay home, that doesn't seem to help at all.
That's where I come to the conclusion that there's a bigger agenda going on. There's something a lot larger on a global scale that is happening.
Like what?
So there's something called Agenda 21.
Okay.
Which is something that the UN has proposed back in the 90s. It's like a one world governing kind of system where it almost sounds like communism.
Right.
In a way, it's like no one really owns anything, but you don't really, you're happy, I guess. They want to reset the economy, the world's economy, so there's no more debt, but no one really owns anything. And then they compact people in these like provinces, I guess, where they restrict travel. And you come in and out of these places, and it's supposed to help the environment thrive. That's the whole idea of it, is to get masses of people in these compact places. But in order to do that, there's no more debt. Therefore, you no longer own anything. And this is what the 1% has envisioned as this utopian society going into the future.
Okay.
Which for us, I think, is dystopia.
Right. I see what you're saying.
And it's a real thing. You can look it up at UN Agenda 2030, and then it ties hand in hand with the economic reset. They want to have an economic reset where they reset the world's economies. And I think it's really just taking down capitalism and then forming some kind of like global communism.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Look, like I said, I don't know much about much, but I just want to go to a fucking bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I am just so over. I need to fuck, bro.
Yeah. Me too.
and I can only talk to drunk women. So I'm just kidding. See, and then even that statement in itself these days, like I can't even fucking say sometimes. You know.
You can't say that. You're gonna get canceled.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm not saying like. And that's the thing is like when I say drunk women, I mean people I'm drinking with. I'm not talking about like taking advantage of a fucking sloppy drunk woman at a bar.
You're gonna have a feminist on.
It's just good. I know I said some stuff. I said some stuff a few episodes ago that like I caught myself and I was like I should probably not. I should just drop this whole conversation.
Let me just edit this.
Yeah, I was like, oh, because like Steve was like, I don't think we should go down this. And I was like, well, I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, you're right. We should probably not talk about that.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't know what's really happening. But yeah, I voted for Trump because, based off those reasons, I saw the world heading in a direction that I didn't like, and
I don't blame you for that. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you fucking. It's like I don't think it really matters. To me, it's just like. This kind of shit doesn't make that big of an impact on me. Yeah. I personally think I just don't like Trump. I just think he's an asshole.
Yeah,
he is. And I think like, and I'm like, no matter what he's done for the economy or whatever, I just don't want to see a stupid face on TV anymore.
No, he is an asshole, but I think he's just the better of the two between him and Joe Biden.
And you might be right.
Joe Biden is good at pandering, and I think because he's been in office for 47 years, but he's also responsible for systemic racism and American imperialism.
Right.
Voted for every American war of the last like 30-something years.
Yeah.
To go to war, he's a warmonger, and he wrote the '94 crime bill, which incarcerated thousands of black and brown people on minor marijuana charges, and that is now legal.
Yeah.
So the whole Black Lives Matter is on the side of defunding the police, but the Democrats and liberals are going to vote for Biden. It just makes no fucking sense.
You're right. I get that.
I just thought
But it's because, of course, it's also because of the way the media has spun everything.
Oh, yeah.
Has spun everything to make, and it's like that's become like this whole fucking like civil war between.
Do you still believe the media? Do you believe everything you see on the news?
I don't believe in any of it.
Yeah.
I
stopped believing in it.
I don't even know what the fuck to like. I'll see some shit and it's like I'm like, okay, well, whatever. It's like but I'm also kind of I don't know if this is ignorance or what, but like I'm also a person that doesn't. If it's not directly affecting me, I really could give a fuck.
Yeah, that's how I am too.
So, so like what's directly affecting me is I can't go to a bar.
See, I'm not like one of these social justice warriors that's just like, I care about everybody and I just want everybody. Well, that's not how the world works.
I think, look, to a degree, I am that person, but like to a degree, like I said, like when those riots were happening and the fucking murdering of George Floyd. Like,
that was wrong.
It was all terrible, and my heart broke for so many people.
Yes.
And I mean, I was upset.
It was an appalling video to see a man die on.
Yeah, and you guys know, anybody listening or watching, like, my co-host is my best friend, and he's a black dude,
right?
And so like. Everything he felt, I felt for him, and it was very upsetting. So that whole thing, like, but that and I'm not even like playing it as like, well, I have a black friend, so I have the right to be upset. You know what I mean? I genuinely care about these people, and it was really upsetting,
right?
And and when the riots happened and stuff, and people were, that's what upset me more was when people were like, okay, well, why the fuck are they burning down their neighborhood? It's like, okay, well, now all of a sudden you want to have a conversation not about the fucking guy who was murdered in the street.
Yeah.
Like, now you just want to, want to bitch and complain about what's going on. They tried to fucking protest peacefully, and no one was listening. And now you want to have this conversation, you know, and that's what's upsetting too. And so that's where there was more of a divide there too. Like I started just blocking people on Facebook because I was just like, it's not a fucking debate, bro. If you don't understand what the point is and the reason these are happening, and you want to argue about some other fucking other shit that's it's collateral damage for what's going on. You know, you're missing the whole fucking point.
Now I'm just like, I'm getting to the point where I really don't know what is happening. Like, they're locking down businesses and you got riots and all this shit, and then it's just like they're burning down businesses, and I'm like, what's really...
Well, here's another gross thing, man. It was one of the girls I was dating during the... Well, you met her. I'm not going to say her name, but... well, whatever, fucking Sarah. You met her.
She's not listening.
She's not. She fucking blocked me on every outlet. So, her dad was very... very, very Trumpy, but
for the wrong reasons.
Yes, very much. And I mean, he'd say some shit, and I'd be like, huh.
Hey man, it's 2020. It's not 1950 no more. You can't say that.
I mean, and so like, so this was my thing too. It was like Steve and I were talking about it, and it was like, she was telling me that all his guns were stockpiled in the room, and it was during the riots. They live on a cul-de-sac in West Covina, and he says, "Oh, this is for all the looters." And it's just like, just say what it is, man. You can't wait to shoot a black person.
Oh, you know, like, yeah. You know, like, no one's coming to your neighborhood.
No one's coming to your fucking cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no one's coming to your neighborhood, bro.
These are for all the loot. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, those are the crazy people. See, the problem is there's extremists on both sides.
Exactly. I've been saying that since the beginning.
And it's like, depending on who you vote for, people want to clump you into that extreme side, and it's like, because
those are the only two we see, you know,
right?
And like I've said this before, man. Like, look, we're doing it right now. You voted for Trump, but I'm just sitting in a room with you having a conversation.
That doesn't mean I'm in the KKK or fucking Proud Boys.
Right.
Just because you voted for Biden doesn't mean you're a fucking communist.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But see, that's the thing is like I'm like. I at some point I was saying I'm like I haven't met any of them, but or maybe I have, and I just don't know it. You know, like I could sit down and have a logical conversation with somebody.
And I think that's what people need to start doing is like they want to cancel you so quickly.
Just for having an opposing idea or view. I think most of us are on the same page for where we want this. This
we can both agree upon there is some kind of tyranny that is happening here.
Sure.
Whether you think it's coming from the fascist Trump or whether you think it's coming from the communist left.
Right.
There's some kind of tyranny that is happening here that is going to take over control of the whole government and impose this horrible thing on the masses.
Right.
And we can agree upon that. It's like, well, what side is it coming from? It's coming from probably both sides.
Right. Yeah, I know, man.
It's
What the fuck is this? Yeah, I tried to go live on Instagram today and it didn't work out. Oh well.
Something's going. You know, something's happening.
Yeah, I know. I agree. But you know, fucking whatever. What are we gonna do?
We're gonna stand up, dude.
Like, I'm gonna fucking buy more. Well, that's the thing is, I mean, they're limiting any sort of buying and selling of ammunition and guns right now too. Which like, I mean, that's a big fucking thing.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing to point out like what the freedoms that are getting stripped away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're afraid that we're gonna arm ourselves, you know? Yeah. It's kind of weird.
And that's why I didn't vote for Biden, because he wants to take away guns. He wants to make it harder to get guns.
Right.
And it's like, if you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, now they started taking our guns. Now it's like, okay, now if you don't get a vaccine, you can't go to work, you can't travel, you can't enter a facility. They're going to reset the economy. They're going to reset everyone's debt in exchange from something. Hey, we're going to reset your debt in exchange for you no longer own your own home.
Right.
And it's like, this is what we're heading towards. In the long-term future, I don't know how far this is away, but this is the end game of this 1%.
Now, I am one of those people who sees a few positives in a communist.
It sounds great on paper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. On paper, it always looks good.
Looks
good.
good.
Universal health care.
Yeah.
The strike.
Yeah.
Taking away all your debt. But then, of
it's
course,
all great for the community.
Right. But then, of course,
everyone gets a free share.
Right. And then, then it looks. Right, that's what I'm saying. Then the overlords can do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah. But
Yeah, and I was all for it. I mean, I was all for it like a year ago. I was about to vote for Bernie, and I thought socialism was a great thing. But then I was like, wait, hold on, socialism hasn't really worked in all these other countries. I don't think it's going to work in the United States.
Yeah, the healthcare thing is something that we really need to do, though. I think. Canada really does it, and they're fine. And it's like,
are they? I don't know.
What do you mean? What's wrong with Canada?
I don't know. I think Canada is about. They don't really have free speech. They don't really have.
Well, they just stay out of everything.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on in Canada. I don't know if it's
Canada's this person. I don't know shit.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I've been seeing videos of just cops cracking down on protesters just for being out and protesting all over Europe and shit. They're protesting lockdowns and they're just cracking down on them and like, get the fuck back into your house. And I'm just like, what's happening in the world?
Well, they were doing that here.
They're doing that here, yeah. I mean, it's a global thing. In my opinion, I think the New World Order is a real thing.
Yeah.
Other people may.
Well, they've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah, they have. And now we're.
But it did take what it was. How long did they say in Star Wars? It took like 100 years for them to actually overthrow the fucking Republic.
Oh yeah. This has been a plan for a very long time. And we'll just see where the end game really is. I don't really know.
Yeah. Sorry for yawning.
Some people think I'm crazy, but
I don't think you're crazy. I think it makes perfect sense. But
yeah,
it's not that some people think you're crazy. It's just you post a lot of shit on Facebook that's like always. But it's like one thing, and then you'll still post the other thing, like pretty much countering your exact point.
I'm always making you guess.
I'm just like, whose side are you on right now? But I get it, Fuck,
I probably should have voted Libertarian. My moral compass was like Joe Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Both these guys are racist pedophiles.
Yes.
Yeah. But I was like, she's not gonna win though.
I know. That's the thing, man, and that's just what it is. It's what it was. I mean, both these election years. It's like just the lesser of two evils. Whatever you think is the lesser of two evils, mostly.
Right. Yeah.
These are the fucking hands we've been dealt, and it's like even when even when Obama was going the second term, I almost voted for the other guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I voted for Obama because I didn't know what was going on. I just liked the way he spoke.
Yeah. There was another dude, though, whose policies I liked a lot more.
Mitt Romney or what?
No. Wasn't who the fuck was it? There was another guy that wasn't Obama was my first choice. I don't remember. Fuck, I forgot his name.
Republican.
Yeah, he was a Republican.
I think it was Romney.
I don't think it was Romney, though. There was another guy.
It was McCain.
Well, McCain was the first time.
Then it was Romney.
Then, all right, whatever. Fuck.
I mean,
who knows? I just know he wasn't my first choice that second time around.
Because he started dropping bombs on people.
Yeah, that, and then, the fucking border, the whole border thing that's been going on for 20-something years,
Yeah.
And, Trump, I know, ended up being... the kind of the scapegoat for it, but it's because of his mouth too. Like,
he didn't, the way he says shit. Like, hey man, you can't call Mexicans fucking rapists and drug dealers.
Like,
you can't do that.
You can't just say blanket state. That's called racist.
Yeah. It's like it's the way he words things, and it's like the way he says it. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's something that they've been talking about. Like, immigration has been a problem for a very long time, and it's like he's just the guy that stepped up and was like, hey, I'm gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
But it's like you're taking care of it in a very inhumane way.
Yeah.
It's in a way that's very offensive towards millions of people.
Right. But at the same time, that kind of shit, like I said, I feel like has been happening for years, and it's just that he's the perfect person to blame.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like fucking. What's his name? What's his name? Jesus, Clinton. Everyone loves Clinton, but he was like, he had the whole wall idea back then too.
Right. I think social media has really amplified this divide that we have now, and it's like Obama built the cages and he deported far more people than Trump did.
Right.
Which a lot of people don't know.
Right.
He deported way more people, but it's the way that he says things. I was listening to a podcaster, I think it was like Jimmy Dore, and he was going in on Obama, and he's like, yeah, Obama was like Trump light. Like, he did he's doing the same things that Trump did, but he's like, it's the way he spoke to you.
Yeah.
That was like, okay.
But see, that's exactly what I liked. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like,
people
do
like
all that shit. Like, that's what.
Yeah.
So, like, Trump has just become this villain.
Yeah. It's the way he talks.
Yeah.
It's his personality.
Yeah, he doesn't make you feel good.
No, he doesn't make you feel good. Exactly.
Anyway, what the fuck else were we talking about? I got pussy friends.
Yeah. They probably are the people that wear their masks while they're in their room by themselves.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm fucking tired of just, whatever. I'm
tired of all of it. I'm tired of the cancel culture. That's what I'm really tired of.
That too.
It's like, I think Trump just represents like a lot of different things, and I think he just represents a big fuck you to the cancel culture, the PC culture, and just,
there's no doubt about that.
I decided like, hey, I really love this country, and I saw a lot of people just getting angry on 4th of July, and that's where I came to the conclusion where I was like, you know what, fuck you guys, I really love this country, I don't give a fuck what you think.
Around, what do you mean getting upset about 4th of July?
Yeah, a bunch of people were just posting a bunch of shit like, America's never been great, fuck this holiday, it's it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I love this country too.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. I always talk about it. I always say it this way. I'm like, you could have been born in North Korea.
Yeah, there's a lot of worse places.
There's a lot of worse places where you could have been born,
Yeah.
And it's like, but no, you're here, you're allowed to walk down the street.
Yeah, you're allowed to protest against Trump. In Hong Kong, you don't get that fucking chance.
And it's like, there are these systematic fucking, divides and shit like that, that we're trying to progress and break. I mean, sure, it's going to take fucking time.
I think that's the real reason why the United States has so many coronavirus cases, because it's a catch-22. Like, you have the freedom to go out of your house. We all have the freedom to leave.
Right.
The government can't tell us what to do.
Right.
But the catch is, we have the highest amount of fucking coronavirus.
Right,
cases.
but that's also because assholes who are sick won't stay home.
Yeah, but they don't have to.
That's true.
So they have freedom to go out and do all these things. So it's like, when Trump gathers thousands of people at a rally, it's like, hey, that's bad, but it's like, well, they're free to be there. Yeah. He's not telling them you can't be there.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Do you want more government control? Or do you want less government in your life?
Yeah,
I don't know. So
you're right. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go grab another beers.
Give me one too.
Yeah.
Go pee.
You gotta pee. All right, we'll take a little break.
Cool.
Okay, we're going. Anyway, so how's everything going with the band? You said you were doing
Oh, it's good. We got a new album that we just got mastered. We're gonna drop it. Master.
Yeah. That's cool. Yep. Brand new album, huh?
Yep. Second 2 albums in 1 year.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are fucking working then.
Yeah. While other bands are just at home in quarantine.
I'm finding most people that I know are still making music or just making music at home, you know?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It's like my buddy Ted from he's in a band called Thou Shall Doubt. I don't know if you heard of them.
No.
They just came out like a music video and like a new album too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was gonna talk to him about coming on. Well, you know, streaming on or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like seems to be the way to go now, right? Like just fucking music. Just now what you're doing. I mean, it's at everyone's fingertips. Like you said, you guys have a guy that records for you guys and everything, right? Yeah. It's like all at that your friend's studio and shit. Yeah. It's like fucking why not?
Yeah. So
it's not so. It's like the ability that these computers have now with all these, you know, with the technology and everything. It's like you don't even need to pay for studio space anymore.
Yeah. So we recorded 9 songs. And we're going to drop it on Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little holiday album.
Yeah, the name of the album is called Straight Out the Toilet.
What's the deal behind that? Straight out the toilet.
I don't know. It's just
straight out the toilet. A young piece of shit.
It's just straight up shit, dude.
Is it straight up shit?
It's the shit.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
the shit.
It's filthy.
Straight out the toilet.
I don't know
funny,
why.
Man.
There's a comedic aspect to our band.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't think we really take ourselves too seriously.
That's important.
Yeah. So,
yeah, like,
it's going to be funny. It's going to be real funny.
I mean, if you think about it, like Metallica's first album, if it was Metal Up Your Ass.
Metal Up Your Ass, yeah.
Then they probably would have had way more opportunities to come out with, like, different albums that were funnier.
Yeah.
Funnier names,
yeah. We're not really trying to take ourselves too seriously, not really put ourselves in a box in terms of, you know, subgenre, what we need to be, what we need to sound like.
So what's this new one like? Is it because you guys pretty like heavy, groovy, heavy. I don't know. It's like every song is a little bit different.
It's pretty much like that.
Pretty much like that. Every song. I always like albums like that though.
Every song is different. It's like I said, you can't really put a label on it. Like I don't really know what to call it.
Yeah.
Rock, metal.
Yeah.
It's just a very broad.
It's just a rock and roll album.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, you know, like Queens of the Stone Age is kind of like that.
And it's like all my favorite bands, you know, like System of a Down. It's like, what the fuck was that when it first came out?
Yeah.
Pizza, pie. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's what every great band, they just come out and they just put a bunch of different sounds together and just kind of create their own
if it
sound.
works, like, why not? You know, that's what we were talking about with your last band. You know, you guys had you had a conflict, which is why everybody kind of split, right?
Yeah, we had a conflict where it was like, what are we going for, guys? What's the sound? And I'm like, whatever you want to make it, dude.
Yeah. There's no restriction to it.
Yeah.
But I know that's like an old school kind of like metalhead way of thinking.
Yeah,
though, too,
yeah. It's like, hey, we're a thrash band.
We're like, it's some sort of fucking
song we write is thrash metal. And I'm dude. It's been done 1,000 times though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Lemmy used to say it all the time. He would say, what kind of do you consider yourself, a punk band or a metal band or whatever? And he'd go, it's rock and roll.
It's rock and roll. Yeah. I don't really. Yeah. And that's why those bands were so great for their time, because they stepped outside of a box. And then they did some shit that was completely new and innovative that no one had ever really heard before.
Right. And crossing bridges for people to like actually like other styles of music.
Right.
You know?
Because if you look at Metallica as like, was thrash metal even labeled anything, or was it punk and power metal just kind of combining?
Pretty much.
It was pretty much that, and
yeah.
It wasn't really
called
the year, anything.
It was like, it's like if Iron Maiden and GBH
had a baby. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. Like when the whole grunge thing happened, what was Nirvana? I mean, they were kind of punk, but they kind of weren't at the same time. What do you call this? I don't even know.
Right.
New metal, same thing. And that's kind of what we're going for. We're just putting all our influences into a blender and just blending it.
It's the way to do it, man. That's and like you said, those are some of your favorite bands. It's like, why not come out with a different sound every fucking so like I hate that. Well, I think we're coming out of that. I don't think anyone's so judgmental anymore, because like hip hop artists do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll come up with an album that's like completely different than the sound or whatever. It'll be like some certain style of rapping or whatever, and then fucking Lil Wayne tried to come out with a rock album.
Oh yeah, that's happening. I was on my way here and I heard a Machine Gun Kelly song on the radio, and I was just like, this sucks.
What is pop punk band?
Yeah, but I mean, it's terrible, but it's good at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I have to give it credit, because I'm like, I wouldn't be able to think of something.
Well, I think those guys were like, we were talking about, I think the last time you were on, we were talking about Post Malone.
Yeah.
And I was saying that, like, I wouldn't doubt if that dude came out with like a rock album pretty soon.
Oh yeah, he could.
Yeah,
he definitely could.
I think he will.
I think he will. Yeah.
I think he might be contractually bound.
There's a merging between like emo pop punk and like trap music, where you have like this really
that was happening. That was happening before.
Guitar riff, and then you have like a hip hop beat.
Yeah.
As the drums.
Yeah, bridging that gap, I think, is like, it's weird that it's been a constant battle, but it's like, don't you feel like we've done that already? Like we've already kind of bridged that gap with the new metal stuff, and then with the with hip hop artists working with rock stars and
yeah, somewhat. I just want to see rock and metal just go back to its roots in a new way.
What do you mean?
Just be hard and heavy, but like offer something that's new. Don't, you know what I mean? It's like not something like Greta Van Fleet,
Which, it's fucking.
It's our. I mean, you guys are great, but I've heard Led Zeppelin already. Yeah, I've heard Led Zeppelin already.
Yeah.
Kind of, capture that sound, but give your own.
Well, that's why I like Queens of the Stone Age so much too.
Queens of the Stone Age is a good band.
They're like, like their last album was like just like a groove, it's kind of groovy.
But that's already an older band too. What's that, like a 20-year-old band?
That's true.
So there's nothing really new.
You're right. There isn't anything new coming out that's like kind of been. I don't know. I need to do some research. Every time somebody tells me about a new band, I was talking to these guys yesterday actually. And I added a few things. To my playlist, because there was a guy here. He was a musician, and I was asking him what kind of music he played and stuff, and he goes alt rock, and I go, like alternative. I was like, and so I go, oh, like Weezer, and they're like, no, they were like 21. And they're like, they go alt means like alternate, like indie. They said indie. Indie. And so they're like on an independent label. I'm like, okay, you mean to tell me the label that your favorite band's on still isn't owned by fucking Warner Brothers? And I'm like, I know how this shit works. They have all these subcategories so that they can say that they're indie, but they're still owned by Sony.
Yeah. So were they good?
She showed me a couple things that were pretty good, but very fucking just. I was baffled that they didn't know where that sound had come from. You know what I mean? So like I was sitting, so I had him come up. We were at the bar. I had him come over here, and I was like, you guys never heard of fucking Refused? You guys never heard of like? I was like, this is where that sound comes from. This is where you guys are. I'm like, no, never heard of them. Like, granted, those bands are probably like, they're like fucking 30 years old now. So.
And they were an indie band.
Yeah. And so like they were, very folky.
Oh, they're like Mumford and Sons,
kind of shit like that.
Oh, God!
So everything they kept playing for me, I was like, this is boring.
Yeah, I hate that. That's just terrible.
It's fine, man. Like I like, you know, have you ever heard like Murdered by Death?
No.
Murdered by Death is very like kind of folky, but they're more. They have like an edge to them. They sound a little better. They sound
okay.
a little more like outlaw country, you know.
Okay, that's cool, I guess. But yeah, we're trying to just do a little bit of everything. Like it's just funny. It's really funny. Like
we're just having fun, man. That's all it's all about.
Like we'll have a song that's like blues, but then we'll have another song that's just straight up metal. And yeah, it's fun.
Cool, dude.
It's fun.
Fucking yeah, I miss playing, man. I fucking, we talk about it all the time. How my favorite part was writing music, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like coming up with something, like piecing together a song was always my favorite, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, let me hear the riffs, and then I'd go, all right, that's like a bridge. You know,
Right,
let's put that here.
Right.
And then kind of, like, I don't know how to play any fucking strings, but, like, I can tell you what tuning, or maybe, like, I'd say, like, you know, drop it down a note or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're already writing. Dude, we already have our third album written.
That's awesome, man.
And we're working on our fourth. It's pretty...
So what are the hits like on your streaming stuff? And
I posted yesterday on Instagram. Got the Spotify results, and it was like 12,000 streams.
Because it's kind of cool now that like you can get these organic. Oh, you guys aren't. Oh, there you are. You can get these organic plays, just from like similar artists. Like it has an algorithm to where like it'll kind of people who listen to your shit.
Oh yeah,
you know, will also listen to like, you know, fucking Alice in Chains or whatever. You know, so like if you start a playlist, that's kind of how you get, or you start like a radio, you know, Pandora style radio thing. Like you end up coming across new artists and stuff.
We had like 180 something listeners for 2020. And like 20 something
subscribers or just like
listeners, yeah.
I'm
just
not sure
people that have heard our music.
Oh, okay.
80 something.
Gotta bring those numbers up, man.
I know, man. But it was like we had like 12K streams.
Try and I'm telling you, it helps. It's helped this podcast at least get some subscribers. Is do the music video thing and just put it like fucking run an ad on like Instagram or something.
That's something I've been planning on doing.
It works, man, and it doesn't cost too much.
Yeah, it does work.
You know, you can do like $100 for like a month and and then run it for a month and you'll get some hits.
Yeah, that does work. I think that's where we really fall short is the whole social media thing, because no one is really that savvy on social media. Yeah, and
I just wish I had the budget for it. Like if I had people actually donating to my Patreon and buying my fucking t-shirts, then I'd be fine. You know, like I would just put that money straight back into the show. And
that's the unfortunate part about it is that the really successful bands are the ones that put in a lot of money.
Well, because they have, you know, they'll have the management and they'll have like they'll have a set budget for, you know, shit like that.
Right.
Which makes sense. And if they're selling merch, like, you know, merch is where it's at. But it fucking sucks, man, because merch is where it's at. But merch is, you know, who's going to buy your shirt if they're not going to see you live?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this whole lockdown thing.
We just got to reopen, man. Got to get our guns and just
get our guns and fucking shoot the libtards.
We the people.
Right to bear my goddamn arms.
Go to that goddamn Newsom's house and demand. Yeah. So what do you think? The Civil War is going to happen? Is that real? Or
I don't think so, man. I don't think it's like fucking, you just see what the police have right now. Like we'd have to have, in order for it to work, or for us to even have a fucking slight chance, is that over a tyrannical government. That means certain cities and counties have to rebel.
Yeah,
and that means we have to have the police squads on our force, on our side and shit. Yeah.
If a revolution was to happen.
Right. I mean, but then also they got fucking drones, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think that'll ever happen. I think a modern civil war would probably be like in certain.
But at the same time, I mean, we got a lot of nerds at home, so there's no doubt that depending on how far it would go, like there's no doubt in my mind that if we were on like a rebellious side, right, like that there would be if there were a civil war, that I mean there'd be plenty of fucking engineers who could fucking get some shit together,
One thing is for sure, if Trump overturns this election, there's definitely going to be people who are going to try.
Yeah,
and then there's going to be people on the other side that are going to be like, they're going to try to stop them. So they're going to try a revolution, but then it'll end up in a civil war.
I used to have a joke. It's just this is like a little throwaway joke. But I used to say, I'm like, people are saying that Trump's going to be executed or assassinated or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll tell you that's never going to happen. I'm like, because liberals don't know how to use guns.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true. I don't know. We'll see.
Fuck. And you know what, man? Guns are fun. I'm on this fucking. So the whole.
I want to buy a gun.
Me too.
Yeah, I really
me
do.
too. Yeah, me too. I just the whole like I am like slightly on the gun control thing. Like I get it. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a necessity for certain fucking firearms.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe every household should have one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe that. Like I think that fuck yeah. I mean you never know. You never know when
It's
some
like,
fucking
why
crazy.
Do you need a fucking AK-47?
But yeah, why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you spraying fucking? Unless you're out there spraying crowds, you don't need that shit.
you don't need that.
And there's only going to be one or two fucking crazy people coming through your house.
Yeah.
It's not like.
I think those are the people that are really on that conspiratorial side that are really think that. Well, I need this because if my government wants.
Yeah, and those are the people that are stockpiling shit.
Yeah,
and and it's like you're more likely you're gonna use that on somebody else.
Chances are this probably won't happen, but it could.
It's just,
I don't know.
And those are the people you got to look out for. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is like what?
It's the doomsdayers, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what if a zombie apocalypse happened?
It is happening.
Yeah, what if the vaccine turns people into zombies? I don't know.
What's your escape plan? What?
I have no escape plan.
You know what mine was?
What?
And it goes with breaking the law already.
What?
Because I was like living over there by the El Monte airport, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's smart.
So I went, I'm going to kidnap a pilot. I don't know how to fly a plane, but I'm going to
hit me to Skull
I'm
Island.
going to show up and be like, hey, motherfucker, if you, I swear to God, I'll shoot you and just figure it out myself.
Yeah.
But,
Sure, that'll work.
But like, if you want to come with me, I have, we'll do what we can, right?
We'll be a team.
Right, yeah.
We'll do this.
Just, yeah. You gotta, if you take this plane to somebody, I'm like, or find somebody else who'll fucking do it for me.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Or just maybe like, maybe I'll take some flight lessons just so I could fucking know.
You think we're living in the end times or what?
No. God. No, everyone's so fucking bent out of shape right now. And
it's like this isn't the first time a pandemic has happened.
No.
Yeah, so it's like, we've lived through the Black Plague. We made it through. We made it through the Spanish flu. We've gone through this before. So
did you know the whole idea of zombies came because of was it the Black Plague? It was when people were dying and then they were burying them alive because they would die. They would like have no pulse, but they'd still be alive somehow, or like they would come back to life.
Never heard of that.
And so they'd bury them. So that's why if you ever seen like an old school in like old cemeteries, they have the bell. They would tie the bell.
Oh shit!
They would tie the bell to the foot of the person. So if they were buried alive, they would start moving. The bell would ring. So old graveyard people. That's why it was called the graveyard shift, because their job was to be around in the graveyard all night long to make sure the dead people didn't fucking.
Oh shit!
Because then they'd have to dig them back up.
Oh shit! That's scary.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I never heard of that. Might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the idea of vampires came because people were dying of the Black Plague, and they thought they can regenerate by drinking sick people's blood. So they would dig up dead people and fucking harvest their insides and make tea, and that's what they would give.
Like adrenochrome?
I guess. I don't know.
You know what that is?
No.
Where they drain the blood from children.
Oh, right, yeah. So like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's on the far-fetched, like, conspiracies.
But this shit really happened. They were like they were drinking people's blood, thinking that was
People actually think this happens, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like celebrities drink like children's blood and shit.
Yeah, well, like fucking.
I don't think that actually happens.
Charlie Sheen was drinking tiger's blood, bro.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe. They think Hillary Clinton drinks children's blood.
They were trying to come up with some psycho shit just to make them they wanted to pick them as like the most craziest.
I think that's where I draw the line where I'm like, okay, this isn't real.
The whole pedophile ring thing, though, man, like that shit. But this is my thing. Is I think people have a mistaken enemy. You know, I think they're saying it's a satanic fucking thing, but it's like I don't think so. I think it's actually the Catholic Church.
That could be true.
I'm saying the Satan. You know, they're the real villains in all this. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think so. That could be true. Because we know the Epstein's Island was real.
Yeah.
And politicians and celebrities and the 1% showed up to this island.
And they're all very Christian.
Yeah, so it's like, what the fuck's going on here, guys?
Yeah.
That's where I'm just like, I don't know how far the rabbit hole goes, but some of these things are really true.
Well, that's why they fucking killed him. No one's talking about it. They just buried it under the rug. He was gonna blow the whistle on so many fucking people. Yeah. And I was like, this is it. We're gonna we're gonna take down Hollywood. We're gonna take down the elite, as they say. You know, and it was like, and then he committed suicide.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right. Who was missing for 2 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was just living in a house somewhere.
Missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah. Wild shit, man.
Yeah, it is wild.
Well, we were. I not to get too fucking tinfoil hat here, but like I was talking to somebody about it, and I don't know, just doing if you read up on history and all this stuff, that like the fucking Romans were the worst. Like,
oh yeah.
So the real villain in the Holy Wars and all that stuff are the Roman Catholics, like everything.
Yeah.
So like when you think about what one true God would be and what Satanism would be, satanic people in their eyes
were pagans.
And just villages worshiping their own god.
Yeah.
Not even bad guys at all.
They were the imperialists that came in and said, no, you have to worship this.
Right.
And if you don't, we're going to kill you.
Fucking kill you. Yeah. And they burnt down their places of worship and fucking started building churches and shit like that. And that's where they don't state a lot of those church burnings and new what's it called? Fucking Sweden and shit.
Oh yeah.
A lot of those were because of people who felt that these Catholic churches were built on their fucking sacred land.
Right. So, like, what do you think is the solution to that? Do you think society or the world needs to head in more of an atheist, scientific?
No, I don't think it's fair that. Look, in the we are in the Constitution as a non-religious country, right? Mm-hmm. But under God is in our fucking Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah,
it's on our fucking money.
Yeah,
and there's no doubt that like we're a Catholic country.
Christian, yeah.
Christian Catholic country, right? So, I just think that the tyranny in that whole organization needs to stop.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I think we're smart enough and more developed now that if that giant organization were to be stopped, everyone else's culture and religion could thrive without somebody trying to take over.
Yeah. Without fucking dropping bombs in the Middle East and shit.
Shit like that, you know. At least in our country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I would say that religion is part of the problem of what is wrong with the world.
It is religion, but it's the extreme idea that it's the extreme idea that you are the only religion.
I think everyone just needs to do shrooms.
Have you done shrooms?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, though.
Yeah, everyone does need to do shrooms.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But like the last time I did shrooms with this chick, and she was like super into fucking like EDM and tripping and like, so we just like we ate. It was like a fucking chocolate truffle thing. We ate half each, and I started fucking panicking because she was like extremely dancing and headbanging and shit, and so I have my big TV and I have the speaker on it, and mind you, it's like 8 p.m. at my grandparents' place, and we're just sitting in my room, and she's playing this like EDM concert, and it's like, and I felt like my fucking head was gonna explode. I was like, oh my god, and so like,
you're just tripping.
Well, yeah, but it's so fucking anxiety inducing that
it's like, whoa, chill the fuck
calm down. Yeah, and like for me, like if I'm tripping, I want to just chill. I mean, this bitch was like, this fucking drop is so good, and I'm like, Jesus God, shut the fuck up, everybody,
please stop.
I'm like, everybody, there's only one person in there. So eventually, I lied down face down on the floor.
Did you have a profound experience, though?
No. My profound experience was I could not see this bitch anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, she had.
I haven't done it. I've been scared too.
It's the thing is, like, you gotta do it with somebody that has already done it, so you gotta know what to expect, right? And be with people that you like, and people that you like, and
that's what I've heard.
You enjoy spending time.
What do you think of DMT?
I want to try it so bad, but I don't know if but like, I hear it only lasts like 30 minutes or so.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be like only 30 minutes. You make the tea.
It doesn't matter when you're in that void. You don't know how long that shit
I want to do it just because I know it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, but once you're there, you think you die.
Yeah.
Time doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, right, I know. Yeah. You probably think you're in there, but like that's the thing is like when you're. I'm saying because like I don't want to do acid because.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Because I got shit to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I saw a documentary.
Sometimes that shit lasts like way too long.
I saw a documentary on DMT, and basically they were saying they were calling it the God molecule. And it's the thing that is released in your pineal gland while you're sleeping and while you die. And I was like, that's fucking interesting. So this shit happens when you're dreaming and when you're dying.
Yeah.
When you're dying, I was like, what the fuck?
Do you ever hear of Jack Parsons?
No.
So this guy. Check this out. You want to trip out? You should listen. You should look up some shit on this guy.
Sure.
Jack Parsons was into witchcraft. He was one of the founders of JPL. Fucking known sex magic therapist guy, right? He was a scientist. He was a rocket scientist, and every time they would go out to the desert to test rockets, he'd do fucking rituals. And and the one time they told, and the times that they told him, we can't let you do your fucking rituals, man. That's fucking weird. Every time the rockets failed.
Well, that's because the rockets fucking flew into the firmament.
The what?
The firmament, bro.
What's the firmament?
I'm just kidding. It's a flat Earth thing.
Oh my god. Are you killing me? No, but check this
dude.
out. So they tried to cover up this guy.
Well, the firmament is like
Yeah, what? I don't fucking care. Those guys can suck it. So
I've never been to the moon, you know. I'm just kidding. Okay, continue.
So he's like, he was this dude. So he'd throw these he theorized that through taking DMT and like acid, and then the amount of endorphins.
Holy shit.
While you came.
Oh.
When you would be high, you'd be tripping balls on fucking psychedelics,
yeah.
And then you'd be fucking. And so he studied sex magic so his thought was the amount of endorphins that your brain's firing off. So when you come, you can travel to different dimensions.
Oh. What does that have to do with the rockets, though?
He was a rocket scientist that they fucking, and he was one of the founders of JPL. He worked for fucking NASA.
Oh.
And they covered his ass up. They didn't want to talk about him. He was like a legit like satanic fucking dude.
Oh, see.
And he even gave them the startup money to L. Rod Hubbard to start Scientology.
See, I don't know. NASA has covered up a lot of shit. That's why.
And then he got shunned from any sort of science organization because of his practices. And then and so he started doing movie effects. So he would do explosions and shit for movies. And then he accidentally died in an explosion.
He knew too much.
Yeah, because he started working with like non-government officials on his rockets. And so they didn't want him to fucking sell his government ideas.
What the fuck?
To anybody, so they killed him.
I mean, I believe it. It's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, I think NASA has lied about a lot of shit. I don't know.
Like the moon landing?
Yeah, dude. There's a firmament. I'm just kidding.
Firmament. That sounds like a fucking child. That sounds like a child made up a name if I ever fucking heard it.
So supposedly, the flat earthers think that there is a cap. Like there's a bubble.
Right.
That you can't get beyond it, and we've never gotten past it. And a rocket can only go so high until it just blows up into this firmament. And we've never gone to the moon, supposedly. I don't know anymore.
I tried watching that doc.
But it's like these people go into the Bible and then they read these things, and it's like that in the Bible it talks about a firmament, which is like the thing that.
Yeah, that's called the fucking ozone layer.
Yeah. I don't know.
Come on, man. You learned this in fucking class.
Yeah, I don't know.
These guys need to go back to the 3rd grade.
Oh, man.
Come on. I know my friend was like, "Have you ever watched this shit?" He puts it on.
I don't actually think that the world is flat.
I fucking hope not.
Yeah, I don't think it
I mean, I was with you up until right now.
I'm just joking. I just thought it would be funny.
My friend's not. They have that Flat Earth documentary on fucking Netflix, right?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, man, these guys are fucking
really
single as fuck, bro.
Really,
they're the biggest goddamn dorks.
Yeah.
And then there's like one really hot, like middle-aged woman who does her old
flat earther?
and she does like this. I was like, she's probably divorced. I'm like, and all this shit. I don't know. Like these guys live in their live in their parents' basements, and
so I don't think the Earth is flat, but I do think I know space is real. I mean, but are the distances between the planets and the stars as far as they say that they are? That's where I'm kind of questioning. I don't know if it's as far as they say they are.
You're saying that like we can actually get there faster?
I think so.
Between planets? I mean, like from here to Mars is easy.
You would think, or it's really not though. It's like far as fuck.
Well, it is far. But I mean, we have the means to get there.
Because it's like I saw these, I see articles that NASA discovered some fucking planet like Mustafar out there and some lava planet. It's like, how do you know that this shit was 35 million light years away? How do you know that?
They do all the measurements with the fucking telescope and all that shit.
Really?
Yeah, they can do that, man. Like my friend, I have a friend, Kevin Hickerson. He's a nuclear physicist, but he's also like an engineer, and he fucking studies.
You gotta have that guy on the podcast.
And he like legit measures.
I'm gonna charge my.
Go ahead. He like legit measures dark matter. Like that's what he does.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
shit.
He's told me some wild shit. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, you gotta have that guy.
He's fun. He's fun to have on, and he talks about
would debunk my
everything.
my
Everything. Yeah. Everything. Yeah, he's a fun guy. And he's a drunk, and so he'll get drunk and just tell me some crazy science shit. Yeah.
I bet he's just like so smart that he's depressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did I know that? Because he's a drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very funny too. So.
Yeah. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. Because when you're just dumb as fuck, you're just happy.
That's what I told him. I was like, I remember one time talking to him, and I was like, how does it feel? I'm like, doesn't it like depress you? Like when you walk in, and you're like, you're the fucking smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
And he's like, not really. He's like, I'm capable of. I'm capable of still sitting and having a good time. And he's like, now if I walked into a room, and all you guys thought you were experts on fucking astrophysics, he's like, then. Yeah, I would fucking I'd hate it.
Oh, that's really interesting. But no, I actually think that we have been to space. I think like that's the next step for humans is to find out what's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever come in contact with aliens.
Well, the Mars thing, the life on Mars thing, he was explaining to me that.
Isn't Elon Musk working on that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But trying to get to Mars. Well, we have been to Mars. We've just had
drones.
And they're the ones that.
I'm talking about like actual man.
Like man on Mars. Yeah, they haven't done that yet because it's a long trip.
Yeah, it's a long trip.
But apparently the samples they found, it's basically like algae. So there's water on Mars.
Okay.
So there's this like moss that's growing on some of the rocks.
That's dope.
Yeah.
We have a song that's called "Slaves of the Red Planet."
Nice.
It's basically about like knowing humans and how fucked up we are. If we ever went to Mars and found like another civilization, we'd just probably kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just primal instinct.
Yeah, it is.
That's what's fucked up.
That is what's fucked up.
So I had a girlfriend of mine, and we were talking, and she was. I said. I was telling this story, and it made me laugh so much because my dad told me this story about how his friend showed up, and he was so happy he had this puppy, and he comes in the front yard, and he's like, and he said they were like teenagers. He's like, oh, look at my new puppy, and he's just like, I was like, oh shit, new puppy, and then he lets the puppy go, and a fucking hawk comes and just takes the puppy.
Oh
no! and
oh no!
It's so fucked up, and I'm laughing about it because she's like, "That's fucked up. The puppy died," and I was like, yeah,
"Oh no!"
She's like, "That's fucked up. The puppy probably died." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously." I'm like, "The hawk totally ate that puppy."
Oh, that's fucked up, dude.
And but I'm laughing. She's like, "What's so funny about that?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Fucking nature just said fuck you to that guy."
Oh wow.
And then. She's like, you don't. I'm like, I'm not laughing at the puppy dying. I'm I'm laughing at the absurdity of like, that's life. You just you fucking let it. And the hawk went, fuck off. It's mine.
Jesus Christ.
And I was saying something about like, she was just like, I can't believe you think it's funny. I'm like, cause it's ridiculous. I laugh at just the absurd. You know, like even like an extreme racist dude. Like if it's just one guy by himself shouting some racist shit, it makes me laugh because I'm like, there's no way.
No one agrees with you.
and I go, you're the craziest thing that's happening right now. Like
hey man, fuck your free speech.
I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, It's just the, like I said, the ridiculousness of things that make me laugh. But
those people need to fuck off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But all you gotta do, you just gotta treat them like like your special uncle or something. You're like, it's just
they're morons.
They're morons. Yeah. Fucking Mongols.
They're inbred.
Yeah.
Basically.
So then she was talking about cats, right? And she was like, house cats can get pretty feisty or whatever, and blah 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 blah. And they can probably kill a person. I was like, dude, a house cat is not taking me out.
For reals, dude. I'd rather get taken out by COVID.
No, I'm just saying, if a house cat tried to kill me, that thing will get 3 swipes in before its neck's busted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, and so she's like, you can't kill a cat. I'm like, yes, I can.
They have 9 lives.
I'm like, yes, I can. I'm like, I'll grab that fucking cat by its head and swing it around. And then snap its neck. I'm like, dude, I'm like, a house cat is not fucking taking me out, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, 12 cats? Maybe.
A tiger? Definitely.
I'm like, yeah, big cats, definitely.
Yeah.
And so she was talking about there was she said there's some wild cats that are like that big. I'm like, yeah. If a wild cat was like this small and jumped on it.
I saw a video of a dude getting stalked by a mountain lion.
I seen that too.
I was like, oh shit.
I saw this. So fucked up. I don't know who sent it to me, but it was like this guy. He's on a hike. He didn't make it, obviously.
Oh shit.
He's it's the video and then the photos of his body. So it's his phone video.
Oh no.
And he's like, oh yeah, just here, and then he turns. And there's a fucking mountain lion right behind him. And he goes, oh shit! And the fucking phone goes out. And then I saw the photos, dude. He was ripped to pieces.
Oh no! Yeah, that's like. I always think to myself, like, if a dog ever attacked me, what would I do? I'd probably like grab and break its legs or something.
Depends on the dog.
Depends. Yeah, I would grab it by.
You can choke it,
slam it into the fucking.
You can strangle a dog.
That's what I would do.
Did you hear about that guy that fucking killed the mountain lion? Did you hear about that?
No. Was it
strangled
him?
Strangled it.
Holy shit!
Fucking lunged at him.
Was it Chuck Norris?
No, there's just some hunting dude. He lunged at him. He didn't see it coming. He maneuvered it into a fucking chokehold and choked it out.
What a fucking savage!
Yeah, and he only had like a few. He had like get some stitches and shit, but like his face was okay. Like,
how big was he?
Was
he a strong guy?
No, I mean like a guy like your build.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. Yeah, but everyone was giving him shit. How dare? Oh, you must feel real proud because you.
Hell yeah, I would feel proud.
Yeah, and then we come to find out it was like still like a fucking baby mountain lion, but still, bro.
I would pick up chicks and hey, baby, how you doing? Like,
see this scar?
I see the scar. I took out a mountain lion.
I murdered a mountain lion. I still got more beers.
Yeah, let's have one.
All right, hold up. But yeah, I wanted to get into something too. We're still going a bit.
Cool.
I fucking murdered a mountain lion. But anyway, okay, so I got into a discussion like that, right, with her, and we were talking about primal stuff, right? And she was like, "Do you think?" And I was talking about Buster. Remember the dog we had, Buster?
Yeah.
He kept biting people, and we had to like take him back to the pound.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we had to get rid of him. Like he was too aggressive and unpredictable. And she's like, that's sad. They they probably put him down. And I was like, no, most likely.
Yeah. And
she was like, that doesn't make you feel bad. I'm like, no, he bit my family. And she was like, yeah, but he doesn't know anybody. I'm like, no, he knows. He knows now.
Yeah. So, you gonna learn today.
And she's like, why don't you feel it? And I'm like, I do, but I'm like, you best believe, like, I gotta have a fucking house dog, and if I had a child and that fucking dog harmed my child, I would kick that fucking dog so hard it would
get my gun and take.
Yeah, I would take that fucker out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no problem. Mm-hmm. And she's like, but I go, yeah, you don't understand. We're people. We have thumbs and we have fucking judgment of character. I'm like, and we're I'm like, there's a reason why we picked them to live in our house.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't draw the fucking, there's a line, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see dogs as people. Uh-huh. You know, I love dogs. Yeah, I fucking love animals. Yeah. I love animals, but if it ever came down to it, you know, I'm killing a fucking dog.
Oh man, you know? You're gonna get canceled.
But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying though. Like if If like this fucking like I read this. I mean, shut up. I read this fucking.
All I see is just like a headline: Ryan Demarest, I'm killing dogs. In quotations, just taken out.
I'm killing dogs.
Just taken out of context. Let's do it. Mainstream media.
I'm killing dogs. Right, just a picture of my face. I'm killing dogs. Dude, okay, I'm not saying I would willfully kill a dog for no reason. Right? I'm saying if a dog was fucking with me or somebody I cared about.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm gonna do. Look, I might get fucked up. Like if a pit bull was fucking up my dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd try and beat the shit out of that dog.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I work at UPS, and it's like if I'm driving and I'm delivering a package and a dog attacks me, and it's like,
yeah, choke it.
I'm gonna kill that dog.
Fuck yeah.
My bare hands.
Dude, okay, so my, Matthew's friend Justin.
Yeah.
I went over to work out with them, and they have and I walk, and the first thing he tells me when I walk in the yard, he's like, oh, there's a little wiener dog. He's kind of temperamental, so don't pet him. He'll bite you. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, where the fuck is this little thing? Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's back here. Just don't. I'm like, so the first thing I walk up and this dog's growling at me.
He's just pissed off.
And I'm like, okay, can't you guys put the fucking dog in the house? Well, he gets all weird when he's out. He's gonna bite me. Uh-huh. No, just don't engage with him. He won't bite you. Uh-huh. Fucking sure thing. I go down to do some push-ups. He bites my ankle.
Oh,
and he bites my ankle, and it's his brother's dog. So I had a moment where I was like, I'm about to kick the shit out of this dog, and then I looked at it. I was like, sorry, I guess it's
someone else's dog.
Because he bit me. I was like, oh, you little fucker.
Dogs are stupid, but they're not as stupid as you think they are. They're fucking smart.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have the biggest idiot smart dog ever.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Fuck you.
But anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay, so that's what I was saying. Oh, because you always read these stories about like people. Like I read a story about a woman getting killed by a pit bull puppy. It was like fucking 4 months old.
What the fuck?
And first of all, I'm like, well, what the fuck did she do?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't deserve a dog if you're getting fucking murdered by a puppy. And I'm like, secondly, a puppy's not taking me out, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I'm like, if you get killed by a 4-month-old puppy,
she probably weighed 110 pounds.
You deserve to die if you get killed by a fucking 4-month-old puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be allowed to be classified as a human race. Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't know. I just know that I would definitely not let a dog kill me.
Yeah, okay, how many we were talking about this too. We said how many 11-year-olds do you think you could take out before you would if they're all running at you at once?
Oh man, I would just Undertaker the fuck out of them, dude.
11-year-old. No, not 11-year-old. Let's say 5-year-olds.
Oh,
5-year-olds.
Choke slams, double choke slams.
How many though? Let's say waves.
Big boot to the face.
We were talking about this. I was like the first one. I'm like the first one's gonna be paralyzed.
Just depends. What angles are they coming from?
I'm saying all at once, right? They're just maybe they're all okay. I'm thinking in my head. I'm like they open the gates of like a playground and they're coming from both sides. And
they're brutally attacking.
Yeah,
they have weapons.
They don't have weapons.
Okay.
They don't have weapons. They're just biting you. They're biting and scratching. Zombie children.
Fuck.
But you don't get zombied. You just get. They're gonna kill you.
And like if you hit them, they're like normal 5-year-old. They're gonna cry.
Yeah.
I would take out a lot, dude. I would take
How many? I said I could probably do like 25 and then I'd be winded.
Dude, I'd do 100.
No, come on.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Fuck yeah.
$100?
Yeah.
No way.
Maybe.
But what? But $100 all at once though. There's no way. I'm saying how many could you take out before? I said maybe like 25. I think.
I mean, 100 all at once.
Okay, maybe not all at once. Let's say waves of 15.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Like Spider-Man.
What do you mean? I've never seen Spider-Man punch a 4-year-old.
No, there's like waves. Like
Yeah.
you get to the first wave.
Right. Yeah, like the horde. You kind of just like you let him come through.
The horde. Yeah, the horde. Yeah, you get through a few levels.
Yeah.
Hordes of 15. Yeah, I could.
Hordes of 15.
I think so.
All the way though, like just like.
I mean,
all the way to 100? I don't think so.
Big boots to the face and double choke slams, and
I think you'd be winded.
I probably would.
At like 75 at least. I don't think you'd make it to 100.
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that's a lot of.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of boot.
That's a lot of boot.
That's a lot of boot kicking.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
That's it. Let's end it there. Toddler kicking. That's the name of this episode.
Wait, we're talking about kicking toddlers.
Yeah. That's the name of this episode, Toddler Kicking. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man. We'll still kick it and chill out.
Play a song.
I'm gonna end this shit. Oh yeah, let's play a song. Did you? Oh, you sent it to me. Let's do it. Oh.